Well, the city of Seattle known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild Lumen Field. Tonight, Week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. Set to go now on a wet and rainy night. And off we go from Seattle. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give them 15 yards to start their first drive of the game. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. And with the play clock about to expire, Kyle Shanahan's going to use a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable.
He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And some space to move right away as he's hauled away up to the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Watch out now, 50 Fury. Check 43, check 31, check 31. Watch twist. Smack. Yellow.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The Seahawks had 10-3 on the year. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 1st down, Lance setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 7 there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception.
Blue striker. Shot, 17.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
10 cycle. Hey, go steal.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
Check smash.
Slam.
Back strike. Check. Ready.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they're certainly playing their best football of the year.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Lance. He hits his target, Lockett. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Walker, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Kenneth Walker with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Batted by the safety, but caught anyway. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
No surprise he was targeted on that play because you and I both know quarterbacks like guys who catch the ball, but they actually expect that. They love the guys who do something with it after the catch.
Impressive making him miss on that tackle attempt. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Niners are able to cut into that deficit. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots, and here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Drill, 52. Ultra. Hey, no fear.
Check.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Sticking with Walker on second down. A little juke. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion right.
Check. Crunch.
Ready, go.
A pitch comes to Walker. And he's got some space here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. 38 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing Jones. Steps away to his left. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
From the 16, Lance buying time to his left. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they take over in a precarious spot here, albeit after forcing the fumble at the goal line. This is safety territory as they start from their own 1. And now here is another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that pick six, Charles, that moves it up now to a 3-touchdown advantage. A great individual defensive effort there to continue what has been a very lopsided first half.
And I better buckle in my seatbelt, right? Because you know, as a former DB, when I see a pick six, I'm up and jumping up and down watching it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be neutral, but those kind of plays, they excite me every time. They are in absolute control in this one. Nice play there.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch.
It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking to throw on second down. Jones. This one caught by Kittle. Touchdown 49ers. George Kittle, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Niners are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in and
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Touchdown! Brandon Ayuk, 29 yards. And the 49ers get a bit closer. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Set, hut, 52 blue.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Strike 60.
Check 99.
Maggot.
Safety screen.
Hey, red. Hut.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. He'll get this up to about the 44. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2, and it was the visiting Seahawks who were victorious in that one. So they now look for the sweep here back home in Seattle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll send a receiver in motion left. From the 44, Lance. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. A 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A big play there for the Niners. 47 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he is going to lose yardage here. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now Jones. Escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. 3rd and goal. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The kick by Gold is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
Fields it right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here.
57's Mike 57.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The kick by Gold is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This taken in at the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they've got the lead seeding. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Hey, check Megan. Ready to go.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try for the first with Walker. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Big stop, you. Big stop. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Jones. Got his target, Samuel. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. This will be caught at Samuel. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw. Jones. And my goodness, another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Lance. Flush to his right. Now Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Only a short game there, but that's okay if you're the offense. They brought a lot of pressure at him, and he uses athleticism to at least get back to the line and make 2nd down a lot shorter than it was looking for a moment.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Now, this red zone is where the Seahawks crowd really makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down. Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Third quarter of a 2-point game, a good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Lance He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 49 yards. From the gun, it's Walker. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Niners are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And now here is another interception. And the Seahawks are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career. But when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lance. Steps away. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the 49ers are right back in this football game. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. A big play there for the Niners. 54 yards. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play, they max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the 49ers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jason Verrett and into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Gold to add the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Off of play action. Here's Lance. And the Niners get there and bring him down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. After the sack on 1st down, Lance, he's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Niners are going to get the football here at their own 23. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. So that one into the hands of Ayuk downfield. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. And now here's another interception. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they will take a knee here. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. And they take a knee.
Partner, they took a knee to finish this one off. To me, that's the only thing they lost in the 4th quarter. How about that comeback?
Yeah, trailed coming into the last frame. Got it done, taking the knee. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Hey, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for San Francisco, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year.
And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week as they will take on the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 10-4 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
You see, it's two type of people in life. It's people that wake up and wish they had it. And it's people that wake up and go get it. We go get it, baby. Let's go. Photo, pour so photogenic. All I know is to go